Okay, I want to now talk about Kellen Mond. Recently, I ranked my top 5 quarterbacks in the 2021 NFL draft class. That list included Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, but I did not include Texas A&M starting quarterback Kellen Mond in my top 5, but I did put him in my wild card category. Every single year when I evaluate the top 5 quarterbacks, I kind of go over, I look at these quarterbacks, I sort them out, and I pick one guy that not everyone is talking about enough, in my opinion, that I think potentially could surprise someone, aka Dak Prescott style and aka Tom Brady style. Dak Prescott, if you don't know, he's the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, but he was not talked about a lot in college as a prospect. In fact, he was a 4th round pick. A lot of people wrote him off. Tom Brady was a 6th round pick in college. He develops into being the greatest quarterback of all time. And I do believe that Kellen Mond, at least in my opinion, has a chance to be the Dak Prescott, the Russell Wilson, or the Tom Brady of this draft class, okay? And the reason why I say that is because there are some legitimate things to like about Kellen Mond. He does have a legitimate NFL arm. He has a really, really strong arm. He consistently showed that he can fit the ball into tight windows. He's not afraid to take risks down the field. At times, I think he actually takes way too many risks. I like to pull him back a little bit, but it's a lot easier to teach a home run hitter how to hit singles and doubles rather than teaching a singles and doubles hitter how to hit home runs. You know what I'm saying? So he has a talent, and on tape, you see some incredible off-platform, off-balance throws that very few quarterbacks in the NFL can even make, okay? And I can make the argument Kellen Mond has the most electric arm in this draft class. He's also very athletic, where he can run around, extend plays, and you can run some RPOs with him. The problem with Kellen Mond, however, and why I believe he's going to be synced as a prospect, and why he probably is not going to be a 1st round pick, is because he's very stiff. And when you're a quarterback, you don't want to be uptight and stiff with your mechanics. You want to be nice and fluid, and you want to make it look natural, you know? And look, Philip Rivers didn't have the most natural throwing style. He seemed to make it work, but when I watch Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, and Kyler Murray, I mean, the football just comes out of their hand effortlessly. Even some guys like Kirk Cousins, you see the repeatable mechanics, and the ball just, comes out their hand really easily. Kellen Mond, he's really uptight. He just doesn't seem loose enough. And when you're tight and not loose enough, it leads to inaccuracy issues. He has bad mechanics at times. He's really hot and cold with his accuracy. And look, if I were to grade Kellen Mond in terms of arm strength, his ability to process, his decision-making, his athletic ability, and his accuracy, I would put accuracy as his worst graded category. And that's a problem, because in the NFL, that's the one thing you need to be, is an accurate quarterback. There are very few exceptions in the NFL as far as quarterbacks that are inaccurate that have success, okay? There's very few exceptions. And a lot of those guys had great rosters around them, okay? And that's not guaranteed. So the point I'm trying to make is, look, I would take a risk on Kellen Mond if I believe in his talent and I believe in my coaching staff to develop a quarterback, because there could be something there. Kellen Mond, to me at least, has the potential, if developed properly, to be a solid and effective franchise quarterback. I would love to see Kellen Mond potentially go to a team like maybe the New England Patriots, maybe the Minnesota Vikings, the New Orleans Saints, Washington, Houston, potentially. Maybe he takes a flyer on them, Chicago. Teams that need quarterbacks, teams that could be looking for quarterbacks in the future where he can sit and learn and develop properly potentially, okay? So, look, I don't have a 1st round grade on Kellen Mond. And honestly, I think Kellen Mond is going to slip to somewhere around the 3rd to 5th round. He's going to get drafted probably around the 3rd, 4th, or 5th round. I don't see Kellen Mond being a 1st round pick, and I don't have a 1st round grade on him. However, like I said, as a prospect, just because you don't have a 1st round grade getting into the NFL, that doesn't mean you can't get better and better as a player. Tom Brady's not the same quarterback that he was back at Michigan, okay, that he is today. Russell Wilson, not the same quarterback that he was at Wisconsin that he is today, So I think Kellen Mond is worth taking a risk on. He does have major bust potential. However, I would take a flyer on Kellen Mond and say, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. I'd take a risk on him. So I believe Kellen Mond is slightly underrated, and he's a guy that could surprise some people in the upcoming draft, but we'll see.
Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juiciest Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juiciest Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.